SPX barely green and VIX is up almost 6% here. Divergence. Okay. Whenever you guys want to, Mate, if you'd like to share your screen, and then Jay Money could get started.
Yep. Okay, I got my screen up on WAP, so I can start. Not a whole lot to talk about overnight. We did have some headlines out of the Middle East this morning. I think the 60-day period is ending, and so we may get more headlines. There's a risk of more headlines during RTH, likely as positive or negative. We'll see if Trump begins to tweet about an extension of the 60-day period, or progress in peace talks, et cetera, et cetera. So just be aware that that is a risk. As far as SPX, we're currently trading around 77.85 in the pre-market. We did hold 77.75 on Friday and then moved higher overnight, but rejected 7,800. And as far as gamma positioning, those are the two main areas early in the session: 77.75 support and 7,800 resistance. So, in order to see upside early in the session, we need to clear 7,800 and then 7,810. And it does open up above there into new all time highs. 77.75 support early in the session. If that fails, 77.55 is the strongest positioning on the tape at the moment. So that would be a better area if we're able to get down there. 77.55, strong area of support. I would be looking for longs for sure around 77.55. I will also watch 75 early in the session, as that would be a sweep of the overnight low. So that's the areas I'll be watching. I will give 75 a chance if we sweep the overnight low, and try to be long for a push back to 7,800.
Very nice, very nice. Just looking at the daily chart, 55, 77, 55 would line up nicely with that 9-day moving average. A little bit of a check back there after making new all-time highs. Could be a really good area. So also Friday lows around 77.83. Also kind of previous resistance, which held on Friday. Cool. Thank you. All right. What's up, guys? Mate, what are you looking at this morning?
I am on mute. Good morning. NBIS is the main focus for me. I wouldn't great. There's a lot of routine setups out there. I wouldn't put anything in like the A category this morning, but I do like this NBIS here after Friday's candle. A bit of higher short interest in this name than others as well. So a lot of momentum on this one time framing higher that has started since this Wednesday gap up and close on the highs. We attempted continuation on Thursday, retreated, but then had a comeback day on Friday. So we're just basing below this 278, 279. That's the previous all time high. This reset, this dip has reset the RSI quite a bit ahead of the open.
The structure is not that great, but if we can hold, sweep and hold 279, then the longs are available. So looks pretty good. Other names in this space are also up. Up. I just like the way that this is positioned here below all-time highs in the daily. Also psychological level 300. Uh, now that we're kind of in this upper part of the range, would like to see this can get some follow through. So MBIS will be my main focus, but again, it's more in the routine category for me. I don't see any top ops out there.
Right, speaking of top ops, I actually like AMD. The reason I like AMD is because it was relatively strong all last week. It was one of the first stocks to always come back when the market was looking a little bit strong. When the market was weak, AMD was holding up relatively well, and we're back to this trend line on the daily. So if you look at the higher time frame, there's a trend line that goes across. I do like what's happening here, and I do like that the 50-day is right below where we close. So they closed it above the 50-day at 51040 at least on Friday. So what I would do here is, I mean, what could happen here is that we get a bit of an inside day today, and then we'll watch this tomorrow. But if it does continue above Friday highs on that 515 zone, I would anticipate this one maybe push towards 527, 530 even. And if the market does break out further today, I do think we can hit 530 easily. So AMD looking good above 515. One of my favorites. Next would be Reddit. Failed to break above the 200-day moving average and close above it. Actually tested it. Actually closed right above the 200-day, but we're gapping below it today. So we're kind of pinched here between the 50 and the 200-day. On the daily, we have a huge gap up, which came on Friday, and so far we're holding the gap. So remain kind of vigilant on filling that gap. But if it holds, if we hold 174, I do think this one could see a push higher. So I think uh, this might be a put play if we break below Friday low. But if not, I would just watch for potential consolidation of this gap up and a continuation to the upside. So really good candle Friday in terms of the gap up and holding it. Now we just have to wait and see. So this could be something to watch over the next few days. Calling it out today. Next would be SpaceX above 139.50 or 140 would be something to watch. I do like this one for a move back to 150, and then above 150, I think we'll get that larger move. A consolidation is even further pullback here could happen here. Although it's a young stock, we do have the 9-day moving average to watch for, which is currently around that 132 area. I think it's a good thing to watch in terms of a trend here. For now, we're kind of stuck below that 140. So we'll watch that 140 hold and then 150 break. So in terms of SPX, I'm not going to run through it here. It's on the watch list. I'm going to skip it because JM did a really good job. Next would be NVIDIA. So I like NVIDIA above 228. I especially like NVIDIA if the semi-space show a nice bid or shows strength. I am going to watch 228, 230 zone for potential move to all-time high. We still have earnings for this stock coming up on August 26th. So it's ahead of us. And so that's going to play a role in the price action and the premium, the cost, and so on. So I think it's been looking okay. And I'm just watching for a potential continuation higher. Um, AAOI, one of those AI names, photonic names. I really like the kind of seller shut off here on Friday. You had a candle that engulfed the previous five, very strongly through the 50-day and closed near the highs, and we're right there still. So I do like this one for a potential continuation above Friday highs. Remember that one is a little less liquid than some of the other ones that we watch, so you have to pay attention to those in terms of fills and so on, the spreads. SNDK, I mean, I had a really good week with SNDK last week. I feel like there might be potential second opportunity to the upside in these memory names. I guess the headline today was that the Trump uh, administration, they pushed back on the request by Apple to buy Chinese memory chips. So you're having a nice little bid in the memory names, SNDK, WDC, MU, so on. So SNDK I like because they already had some real nice momentum last week, end of last week, after their I think it was a conference, and so I would be watching for a weekly continuation on this one. So I like 1650 hold for a push higher above 1700. I think we can see that 1800 area. 1800 gets a little trickier, but if we could push above that, I think we can see new all-time highs. So that's SNDK. We talked a little bit of let's go to MU because we're already talking about memories here, skipping a little bit. So MU, I am watching that 1012, so 1012. Really strong resistance there that we attempted to push through multiple times in the last kind of bullish sequence that rejected it. And so to get back above this 1012, 1015 area, I think we could see a nice little push higher. If you start pulling back, especially below Friday highs, I would be hands off. But if you test Friday highs, Thursday highs, they're all kind of around that 975 area, 980 area. I would watch for a turn on this one. So that might be a better trade. Like, let's see if buyers step in this week. Um, SKHY, another kind of similar name, obviously Korean semiconductor memory name. I like this one now because we closed right above that IPO day low, and we're in the IPO day range. So S kind of 166 would be the lows of that day, and the highs around 177. So above 177, I think it's going to be your better trade, the best trade to the upside towards all-time highs. We'll get that kind of momentum play, I think. But until then, the IPO day high around 177 will act as our magnet. So I like this one above 170 two or so, which is around where Friday highs is. And then lastly, just a mention here, ARM and Marvel. I'm not going to go through the charts. Kind of an honorable mention of those two is something to watch. They look good for this week. And that's all for me. Now it's time for Sarang. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So I think I'm watching Micron actually 1000 area. So I think it looks good pre-market structure. So let's see how it goes. So I'm watching this 1000 or 1003 area to reclaim. We will look for targeting 1020 on Micron. If it is break below 988, and then I'm not interested at open. So we'll watch some intraday pattern on it. Second stock I'm watching is CCXI. Uh, if you look at the daily structure on this one, so I was watching around 17 area to reclaim. So we have seen being reclaim in pre-market. This is a humanoid robotic AI stock. So I think a lot
Mm,
of chatter is going on Twitter on for this stock also. So let's
okay.
see. So for me, what I'm watching is 17 area must hold, and reclaim of 18 is my entry. So targeting all-time high around 19.65 and maybe a 20 or 20 plus on this one. So nice pre-market volume also on this one. So either we'll trade a commons or maybe option on this one. So I think we have only two option, either 17.5 call or 20 call on this one. So we'll see how these options looks like. Otherwise, trade commons on this one. Yeah, I think those are the ticker I'm watching. So AVGO is the one. I think it was capped down 5% on Friday. I think there was a debt credit warning issued by Bank of America. So let's see, this continuation play would be below 388 or maybe a trap above 400, and then unable to hold. So we'll look for either front side short. So the stock was heavy selling on Friday. If you look at the Friday structure, So we have like fell down from 420 to almost 380, 388 on Friday. So let's see if we get the continuation or maybe inside day. So below 388, I'll be targeting 388 or 377 on this one. But if reclaim of 400 and hold, then I'm not interested for upside on this one. Yeah, all I'm watching.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Just before we get into some of the individual names that you guys are calling out, I have a few alerts on IWM. I like that one for potential move into new all-time highs, close near the highs on Friday, right above or near that previous high that we set the day before. So 305, I do like it. So just kind of an aside. Going through the names that you guys are mentioning. uh, Somebody's watching Apple. Yeah, Apple's interesting. Keeps holding 300, but it's not really like doing anything crazy. So it might just be waiting for that 300 break. So I'll wait for 300 break, or if you start pushing into that gap due to headline or whatever, I'll be watching that one for upside move. But for now, hands off for me, Apple. Also, Lemonade has a nice Lemonade's a little hands off for me here, but earnings behind us and the gap down has started to get bought up. So wait for that gap to get filled, maybe above 60 or so. I don't see anything there, but BE. Yeah, I don't like the last 3 days on BE. Those ugly wicks up top, and those ugly wicks are right around that 250 50-day moving average. So for me, this is just sellers stepping in uh, aggressively, and we closed near the lows on Friday. So I would watch this. There is a level 230 to watch. That's a swing low from June. If you can remain above it for a few days, I think we could see another push higher. Otherwise, we could push lower. Stellar stock though, so I like the stock itself, but in terms of the price action, I don't see much. AMD, we've spent some time in, so I'm not going to run through that again. But LRCX, I think is looking pretty okay here. I think I would watch for that continuation. Couple levels to watch: the 50 days at 337, the 350 psych level, which is kind of where we've been rejecting last few days. I would watch for a break of that. A lab, yeah, A lab. Watch that daily trend line that goes across. It's very defined. There's a nice little daily trend to watch there for a break higher. Uh, BE, we just talked about BE, so I'm just going to go through it again. MBIS, we just ran through it earlier. That's Matei's focus. And so with that, I'm just going to get myself in order. Matei, SNEK, are you seeing any open drive potential there?
Let me check again here.
Thank you. Like the structure.
The RSI is very reset. Bullish on the hourly. Structure wise, not great. You'd want to see a bit of a sweep and turn
Okay.
on the open. It has plenty of energy if buyers step in. It's just kind of fading lower. So you want to see something hold and turn
Okay.
higher. So it's like 1700 area. See a quick pop above it on the open. That would be viable, or back to Friday high and turn. You'd want to see a pretty aggressive turn.
Oh, tell me what you think of Oscar, OSCR. I really like the way it's looking on the daily. Really aggressive move.
Oh wow, yeah, nice. Yeah, it's definitely a speed up on the daily too. So um taking it over prior day highs, I like. Usually when they start to speed up, it can, put in a top, but I wouldn't say this is sped up enough or
Okay.
too much rather for that yet. But this is that's a really good daily chart. You got the all-time high magnet just above us
Mhm.
now. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I like about it, actually. I think with this momentum, if you can break above
mhm.
and go, I think we can see at least 35 and then maybe all-time highs right above 35, 37.
Right. Yeah, that looks good.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it needs a day to chill as well. So you can watch that as well. Maybe a pullback could be bought. Maybe. Yeah.
Short float 7%.
All right. So my focus will be I'm gonna watch MUS and DK, and I do like AMD for a watch. I want to see what it does.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. About 5 minutes to go. Looking at the calendar, there's not a whole lot today. Housing market index at 10. I think what stands out to me is the FOMC minutes on Wednesday at 2, and the PMI on Friday, 9:45. Other than that, pretty light week. Four minutes to go. I want to take a look at the earnings calendar. SNDK is testing 1700 here as I'm speaking. Nice little turn here. All right. What earnings do we have? We have Home Depot tomorrow. Home Depot Baidu. Target on Wednesday. TJX. So a lot of retail, obviously. Walmart Thursday is a big one. Alibaba has been having a really nice few weeks in terms of price action. Deere, DE. Just to mention a few, they're the ones, but those are the ones that kind of stand out to me. So, and Nvidia, obviously, the next week after that. I'll be watching MU too, actually. I like MU. Microsoft selling off here. Had an upload candle here before the open. Still no trade, just watching it. Google week. Amazon week. Nvidia pulling back. 225 will be key to hold Nvidia. As long as above, I'll keep watching. Otherwise, kind of hands off. MU looks good. Back above 10. Sorry, 1002. All right, 10 seconds. MU quick move higher here. NVIDIA, nice little turn here, guys, testing that 227.33 area. SNDK really expensive. You'd have to go 1900s. NVIDIA looks strong here off the open, okay? Let's see if we can break above 227.33. 225 held nicely.
BIS trying to sweep.
Yeah, nice. MU looks strong here. 10-12, keep an eye on that. Really strong move here, guys, by memory. Watch MU back test of that PM high. Watch 1050, 1040s could be traded.